Singapore's COVID-19 restrictions will be eased again on Friday with the start of Phase 2 of reopening. Authorities say community infection rates have been stable, while the situation in large clusters and migrant workers' dormitories have also stabilized. In the second phase, retail businesses will be allowed to reopen their physical shops. You will be able to dine in at F&B outlets, although there will be no live entertainment, and that's to prevent people from staying longer than needed. Larger venues like malls and standalone retailers will be subjected to capacity limits. Personal health and wellness businesses, home-based services, tuition and private enrichment classes will also resume. Sports, parks and other public facilities like playgrounds, swimming complexes and similar facilities in private condos and clubs will also reopen, and the same applies to registered clubs and societies. All healthcare services will be reinstated after the resumption of screenings, aesthetic services and elder care services. People can also begin visiting the elderly at residential facilities with safety measures in place. But the government has outlined some guiding principles ahead of the Phase 2 reopening on Friday. They include maintaining a safe distance of at least 1 metre, a limit of 5 people for social gatherings with no mixing between groups, and a maximum of 5 visitors for each household.
Stable and under control. That's the impetus for moving Singapore into Phase 2 of a staggered reopening. The task force outlined how community cases have remained low. Many of these have emerged out of proactive screening and indicate past infection. While majority of Singapore's cases reside in worker dormitories, it noted that cases have declined and there hasn't been any indication of new or large clusters. And that's given them the confidence to transit to Phase 2.
Phase 2 is a significant step in moving towards a new COVID-safe normal. The multi-ministry task force will continue to monitor the situation closely with the aim of continuing to ease measures until we reach a new normal in Phase 3. With a range of activities resuming in Phase 2, the number of close contacts between individuals will increase. We therefore expect to see more new community cases. With more testing, we will also expect to see more cases being detected proactively.
The gradual reopening will of course come with safety measures. Now, for instance, F&B outlets may now resume dine-in options, but that's capped at 5 per group. Patrons must still maintain a 1 metre distance. Enforcement measures will continue in Phase 2 to ensure these safety guidelines are adhered to. But the task force says the onus is also on businesses to upkeep the rules, lest the cluster emerges. If and when the situation stabilizes further, the task force will ease remaining limits. For instance, more venues which typically receive large crowds, like places of worship or entertainment venues, may reopen. Group sizes in restaurants could also expand to 10.
I have to explain that Phase 2 actually is a process. It's not the end stage, and as we progress in Phase 2, we will continuously monitor the situation, and eventually when we reach Phase 3, basically Phase 3 is a steady state. By that time, we are probably going to hold that position in Phase 3 for quite a long time, until when a vaccine is available.
For now, even as Singapore gradually restarts the economy and reopens its borders, the task force says residents mustn't take this as a signal to let their guard down. Instead, they should remain vigilant and act sensibly to keep the rate of infection low.